Geez, does this thing ever go on sale? It's the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, and we are realistically just about 2 months away from the introduction of the S25 Ultra. But yet, if you go on Samsung's website today, you will see this one listed, especially if you want the 512 gig version. If you're going to keep it for a few years, you want that extra space, you're going to be paying over $1,400 to get your hands on an S24 Ultra, which is downright, at this point in a phone's life cycle, you'd be expecting significant savings, at least 25% off, and I get it. Samsung has left the enhanced trade-in offers up there. Yes, you could trade in things like a Note 20 Ultra, I believe, and get yourself $600 off. And there's several different things that you can do. Carrier discounts we're going to talk about in a moment. But the full price of this device, $1,400 and change. And even if you want the 256 version, you're looking at $1,200 or $1,300, I should say, just about. And then with tax and everything else, you're paying over that. Now, device is fine. Like the device. I like the 7 years of updates. I like the form factor. I like the performance. I like everything about this particular device. I understand the design might be a little bit boring at this point, but overall, you're going to enjoy your experience. The issue comes down to price, and I don't think it's a Samsung exclusive problem. I really think, now the other example I'm going to use is one Samsung device, but you could see it with the Galaxy S24 FE. We could see it with phones like the Motorola Edge. Both devices that launched at $650, and I was on here on video scratching my head. Didn't understand why those phones could justify and demand those type of premiums. Samsung had their reasons why, but I have a different reason why, especially when it comes to stuff like the Moto Edge, because then you could see discounts creep in immediately. Within a month of release, you were seeing Best Buy gift cards. You were seeing carrier discounts. You were seeing Samsung discounts. You were seeing everything across the board that could be done to get the price of the Galaxy S24 FE down was being done. Same thing with the Motorola Edge. You see that device, it launches at $650, but on Black Friday, all these other times during the year, you're going to see a significant drop in that price to about $400 or $450. And that's about where it should be. You don't see that with the S24 Ultra. And I think it really does come down to the carriers and the specific deals made with the carriers. Because if you've noticed over the last year or so, maybe 2 years, the carrier deals are starting to get very, very, very attractive. You could get yourself an iPhone 16 Pro for no money on AT&T right now. You throw in a qualified trade and you get it for $0. You could get one of these $8 a month when typically it would be $36 a month. Now, the reason why that matters is because, A, they want to get you on the contract, right? You have to stay with them for 3 years. So they lock you in, whether it's Verizon, T-Mobile. I think T-Mobile's still 2 years. Could be wrong there. 30 months. Could be wrong there. AT&T. They want to lock you into that 3-year contract. So what happens then is that, yeah, sure, you get these phones for whatever. And they could show a massive discount. That's how I knew that this was originally like $36 on AT&T, because over 36 months, $36, you could get back to that $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 and have it make sense, but still show a discount. So if Samsung were to go on and say, you know what, we're getting a little late in the year, next one's going to be coming out soon, let's try to blow these out. Let's try to move some stock. Let's give people a discount. If they want the older device, they could kind of pick it up now, and we could have a little bit of a sale. So you throw this up for $1,000. Well, that kind of messes up AT&T's deal. That kind of messes up Verizon's deal. Those things on a monthly basis don't look as attractive anymore. And I think that, you'd be thinking, well, why do manufacturers care about that? You saw a lot. I think it was with the S23 Ultra launch and pre-orders. You saw a lot of the deals and the kind of influence sway towards the carriers. If you noticed, I think that the amount off that you could get from Samsung was significantly less than the amount off you could get from a carrier deal. And Samsung was promoting that on its own site. So I think you're going to see a lot more of this. And it's unfortunate for people who like to buy their phones unlocked. It's unfortunate for people who don't want to be tied to a specific carrier for that amount of time, because it is a long amount of time. 3 years is a while. So if you're somebody that's used to swapping around, you like looking for the best deal, you don't like paying a huge monthly amount on your bill, this is going to be disappointing to you. So those are things you're going to have to consider now. And then maybe secondhand devices do become more attractive to you because you could get them at the prices that these devices probably should have been at this point in the life cycle anyway. So you're going to see more and more as these companies try to fight back, and it's very hard to differentiate the cell carriers now. Very difficult. They all carry the same device. It's not, 20 years ago where you couldn't get the same devices on T-Mobile and Sprint that you could on Singular or Verizon or whatever. There's no exclusivity there. There's not Sprint exclusive Android releases anymore that Samsung makes or Motorola makes. It's nothing like that anymore. So in order to kind of lock you in, they're going to have these deals and try to lure you to these nice phones, beautiful phones that you could get for almost nothing per month. But you have to sign that deal. You have to be with them for 36 months. And unfortunately, I think the unfortunate byproduct of that is really just very few opportunities throughout the year to get devices like this unlocked at full price at decent sales. Black Friday is going to be an exception. If you're watching this and it's around Black Friday, which is a couple weeks away, 2-3 weeks away, take advantage. If you're somebody who's looking to pick up something like this and you don't want a carrier deal and you want a phone unlocked, Black Friday really becomes a day where you could circle on the calendar. Because for Samsung in the past, especially last year with something like the S23 FE, that was it. The S23 FE on Black Friday went down to like $400, and I was jumping up and down for people to buy that thing. And I thought, but at the same time, I thought, okay, well, eventually they're going to get that price down. Like that's the kind of teaser price, and then yeah, sure, eventually in a couple months we'll see that phone at $450. That didn't happen. And I think the reason is what we talked about. The same reason why the S24 FE is $650. The same reason why the Motorola Edge is for $650. The same reason why the Moto G Stylus is going to hold at that $400 number. Because even though Moto is pretty aggressive with the sales, but the idea is the same. That they don't really care about that top line full price number, and they're okay leaving it there because it makes the carrier deals that much more attractive. And Verizon loves it, AT&T loves it, T-Mobile loves it, because you could go to the Samsung site and see, geez, I'm not paying $1,450 for this thing, but I'd really like an S24 Ultra. Let me look what AT&T's doing, and you see $8.34 a month or whatever it is. You're going to jump on that. If you're somebody that hasn't changed your carrier in 15 years, what do you care? But you're seeing that, oh man, it used to be $40, it used to be $36, now it's $8. This is great. Oh, you get an iPhone for nothing. And then you're on the hook. Then you got then the companies are making their money. AT&T, Verizon are making their money. Samsung's moving units. I don't know how they do the math on that, but they figure it out somehow. But there's a way for everybody to make money, and you're kind of pulling more people into the loop. Unfortunately, at the end of the day, I think the loser is those who like to buy their phones unlocked and don't necessarily want to be married to one carrier over another. If you like to go the Mint, if you like to go all these MVNOs, that's kind of out the window. And it's going to be harder and harder to get these top-of-the-line flagship devices at reasonable prices as long as carriers are going to have those deals and have them be an integral part of their business plan. That said, take advantage. Black Friday, Amazon Prime Day, whatever it happens to be sale-wise, make sure that you take advantage of those days because there are still going to be chances to pick up devices like this on sale. It's just a matter of whether you're able to be ready and willing, and don't think it's the past where it's like, oh, okay, well, that phone goes down to that price. A couple months from now, that'll be the new MSRP. It won't. This phone will go back up to $1,450. All the other ones will go back up high as well. Don't assume that it's business as usual with these prices gradually getting lower and lower over the course of a year. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that Steve-licious day.